right, good morning. If anyone's even on here today, market up 1% today. On the open, Tesla flat, Nvidia's up a bunch, Apple's up a bunch, Amazon's up. I think they're all up 1, 2, 3%, something like that. Amazon's like $40, so that's not even 1%. What's up, Rob? Take a look at NIO, which is up a little bit. Everything's up a little bit. EXPI is up a couple bucks actually. That's about maybe about 3, 4%. We'll see. And Tesla's still kind of flat down there at this 475 level, opening at 479. Not much of a difference at all. Um, yeah, so we'll see what the day brings. Tesla survived yesterday. What I mean by that is we ended up with a fairly normal day. Had a retracement after a huge up day, lower volume. So far boding well for further upside in Tesla. They did it. They did talk about issuing 5 billion shares. I'm not sure. I looked around. I couldn't find when they were going to start/stop doing that. It's just up to the institutions that were selling the shares. So we'll see how that one goes. Other than that, I mean, NASDAQ, you got another 1% on the NASDAQ, pretty aggressive. Trade Desk opening up, looks like 5% higher from 500 to 510. No, wait, it's not 5%, it's 1%. Right? $5, $10, 2%? I don't know how numbers work. Sounds more like 2%. Trade Desk gapping up. DocuSign had a big day yesterday. It's like DocuSign gapping up by a good amount. And they're not even on earnings yet. Earnings are tomorrow after market. They closed at 268 and now they're at 284. So they broke out down here 230 and they're at 280. So it's about a 20% run in a couple of days, and the market hadn't even opened yet. All right, so let's see where the market stands when the bells ring. I'm gonna turn on audio so you guys can hear the bell here in a little bit. Oh, it's my other audio input capture device. Interesting. All right, here you go, bell. All right, there's the bell. And we're off. AMC 15%, Peloton 10%, DocuSign 4, Soxhole, NIO 4, Roku, AMD 2, Trade Desk 1.75, Net Amazon down here 1.2. So off to the races. AMC up 15%. That's 15%. Wow. Okay. Soxhole up 5. Nvidia killing it. That is why Soxhole's up right there. Nvidia gapping up 5%. No idea why. Just continuous market dominance is pretty much the best way I could go ahead and sum that one up. Really, no better way to describe that. That's exactly what it is. AMD, Trade Desk, Amazon, trying to catch them, but they're just moving fast in the morning. Upgrade to 650? Yeah, whatever that means. I'm not a big analyst guy. All right, Amazon moving higher by about 1%. Come on, Amazon. 1% for the next 35, 40 bars would do the body good. Keep it up, Amazon. All right, looks like Tesla's undercutting. Down about 1%, over almost over 1.5%, 2%. We're getting lower here on our level. Everything is laggy today. Is the stream laggy? It doesn't look laggy. Thinkorswim's a little bit choppy. E-Trade's a little bit choppy. So I'm not quite sure the why all that is. All right, computer looks okay. 58% memory. Should be good. 30% GPU. That's encoding the stream. That should be good. 19% CPU, 20% CPU. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the markets. Everyone's flooding the markets and they don't have enough capacity or something, so things a little choppier. Gina's Peloton continuing once again. Not even waiting for earnings. Just blasting up 0.67 for the Nasdaq, so we've dropped off from the open. And it'll up another 2%. Oh wow, that put them at a high. They're selling off. Okay. All right. Square 1%. What's down today? Yeah, Bitcoin took a dump overnight for some reason. Tesla down only 0.69% though. And a couple others. Silver's down 2. Zoom down 5 after a blowout day yesterday. Absolute blowout. The other one's 3 times silver ETF. Sand, SLV, GMed, Ring, Gold, Signature Bank of New York, MEOK, whatever that is. Tesla 0.3, so still does have some buyers down here, up here. GXY. Not sure what's going to happen that fast. Usually these things hang around the bottom for a while. They don't just go boop, boop. Happens, but fairly rarely. So just enjoy the time off, Rob. Just enjoy the time off. There we go. Now it looks more like a real chart. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Real shocks? Did you see that I ordered some suspension for the car? Actually, remember the Power Hour Farhan, super nice guy. He he changed his Slack name to Chart Life. I'm like, I need that. I'm like, I'm gonna get that tattooed across my abdomen like Tupac. It's not no longer Thug Life. It's Chart Life. Shows you how far the world's come, or in one way or another. DKNG up 10% today. You wish. You wish, Ellie. No, that's where I tattoo what's yours is yours and what's mine is yours. Oh, oh, snap. Michael Jordan. What about Jordan? What about MJ? That would be Goat Life. He could have a tattoo with Goat Life. What's up, Mel? All right, DKNG. Looks like it's maybe starting a run here. Great volume. Just jumped into this guy. Is this today already? Michael Jordan's teaming up with DKNG? No way. Wow. As a special advisor, whatever that means. Yeah, apparently. Apparently, Mel. Good job on that one. What is that? What does a special advisor to the board even mean? I mean, no offense to Mike, but he just makes all his money on his brand. I don't know. Strategic and creative input to the board of directors on company strategy, product development, inclusion, equity, and belonging, marketing activities, and other key initiatives. Jordan's status as special advisor to DraftKings board of directors is effective immediately. Further information about DraftKings is available in the latest company update. Yeah, how many shares did he get? It's better than junior executive janitor, Ellie. All right, it's AMC 21% right now. Big ups there. Soxel, big ups. Peloton, NIO doing up here, and then we get to pretty normal land, which is where everything else is settling out. It looks like Amazon's settling out just under 1%. NASDAQ back down to 0.5. You've already kind of lost half a thing. 0.5%. AMD, Square. Trade Desk in the negative. Oh, that's a not a good thing. EXPI flipping on us a little bit. Nothing major news-wise. It's like just a kind of a general market sell-off. We haven't seen a red day in about a week. 1, 2. So if you consider this a green day, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 5 days ago would be a red day. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days before that would be a red day. Then 3 days and a small red day, and then 3 days and there's 3 red days. So Florida's up 1.6%. Is that their COVID cases? That's hilarious if that's true. Sounds like it could be true. All right, Tesla 3.5% down now. All right, testing our trend line right there. Volume hasn't really kicked in heavily though. Well, it doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. Still has quite a ways to the 10-day moving average, 20-day moving average. 50 days way down here at 314, 318. Yeah, right, Ellie? All right, 450 is kind of back down to the last breakout point here. Rocket up 10. Sorry, Rob. Okay, so breaking off from that consolidation. I had a great day yesterday. Yesterday would have been the day to get it right there towards the end of the day. Looks like the last hour or so. And yeah, gapping up 10% today. Did Michael Jordan join that board too? All right, looks like earnings after the close today, so that's a little bit dangerous. Or a lot dangerous, depending on your viewpoint. Zoom down 8.5 now. Looks like we're coming to the gap. Mentioned the gap rules yesterday. Gap rules on the way back through the bottom. If we undercut, you can buy it as it comes back through after it's already bottomed. All right, Peloton holding up really nicely before earnings. Still though sold off from the open. Nasdaq to 0.43. Nasdaq back up, or Amazon back up to 1%. So that's a little bit of bounce off the bottom. Trying to fill a gap. It looks like. Hopefully it's just that. She got in Shell yesterday. Jeez, what is this one? Yeah, that would have been a good day, yeah. And better yet, down here about a week or two ago. Do we have Shell on a watch list? I have a feeling we have Shell on a watch list. I just don't know which watch list. Oh, it's a Hylian one? Oh. Yeah, so this is another one. Another SPAC. Sounds dirty. Genus. 10% today. Still looks like nothing. Chart looks like Beyond Meat. Donkey Kong, which is DraftKings. I'm sorry, it's freaking Donkey Kong. Nvidia. Fairly stable up here, gapping up 5%. It's going to give it some point. Just don't know when the hell that is. NIO. NIO was at new highs this morning, Ellie. 21 and a halvesies. Pretty amazing. Looks like filling the gap. We'll see what happens up here. A lot of gap fills this morning. We'll see if it's just that. Amazon looks like going back up. So far, so good. So far, so good for Amazon. Keep on trucking, Amazon. Who is up here? ZTS. This one looks really good. ZTS looks really good right there, trying to break out of a very small base. 5% drop in ZTS through this whole run. This thing is primed. Looks like I've already looked at a trade to the 178 level. Let's take a deeper look if the API for Thinkorswim is actually gonna, or Ameritrade is actually gonna work today. This looks pretty good. Volume this morning a little bit on the meh side. Like it to see more elevated if we're gonna have a big run up, but the price is curling up in the right direction. A general curl forming off the 10 looks like trying to bounce off the 20, which can be a really good sign. And super tight like this is very nice. Yeah, there's your 10 just above the 20. See that? Just above the 20, just kissing it. All right, looks like it's going to load today. Check out ZTS. What did I say? 178, which isn't really that far. Guess it's far enough. Oh, wow, that's pretty good right there. So I believe this is a measured move from here to here. I just extrapolated that up just to kind of be safe. Come on, hit the damn button. And so there's that high. Yep, okay. Gotcha. All right, so if I go to the top, I actually could raise it up a little bit, but 178 seems pretty safe. All right, this looks really good. I'd just like to see more volume in here today. AMC up almost 25 now. Start of the day at 15. Wow, my look at it the other day was good. I sold it because I'm an idiot, but AMD 0.5%. All right, come on, ZTS. Show me what to do. Kong Soxel. So far, so good. EXPE, unfortunately, not really doing a whole bunch right now. Amazon 1.2. Okay, so we're settling out here a little bit. It's like we're settling out a little bit. ZTS pulling in. We'll see if this is just a minor morning sell-off or it's going to be something more dramatic. So far, most of these have just been morning sell-offs. All right, EXPI coming back down to our trend line. That should hold. Better hold. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Anything else going on in the world today? Kind of a mixed market today. Some up, some down. Can't say that's good nor bad. Just kind of is what it is, I guess, right? Peloton, AMC killing it. Wow, AMC finally moving after a really nasty shakeout. Shook me out. I bought AMC and then I sold it a couple days later. COVID, man. Movie theaters are opening, which was my original synopsis for the trade. And yeah, sometimes you get shaken out. Florida position. What Florida? Oh, Foot Locker? Oh, is that what you meant by Florida? I missed that. Yeah, yeah, I do still have Foot Locker position. I haven't closed it out. It's doing okay. It's doing okay. Not too mad at it. And it's just hard over. It's just hard over text. Just difficult. No two ways around it. Another MJ. PLNHF. Such a sexy stock name. Ooh, super nice looking. Ooh. That looks pretty nice. Yeah. Looks pretty good. I think of what? Kinopolis? I can't read that. My eyes suck. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Kinopolis is. AMC, I mean, is it's just having a fantastic day. I bought this the other day and then I got shaken out of it. Um, Kind of stupidly. Oh, gotcha, Rob. Yeah. Okay. The setup is bullish. I mean, you got really good trajectory. Or this almost looks like an ascending base. Almost looks like an ascending base right here. So I like it. Declining volume up here is good. Doesn't look like we're running out of the base yet, but it's looking pretty good. Selling. Market point 4. $239 on the way up. Nice. Okay. Very nice, Rob. It's awesome. Well, if you keep picking like good stocks like this, I can't fault you for you may not. So maybe the Let It Go moniker has gotten you into better stocks because past couple that you've mentioned have actually looked really good. All right, point 3 down there. Looks like Tesla's selling off here as well. Volume doesn't appear to be super heavy though. Now we'll see what this brings. Maybe we base in Tesla from here, which would be awesome. So the question is, do I want to hold through it? The answer is no. I'm not sure. I mean, it may be relatively soon if this kind of action continues. I mean, overall, it's not even bad action to be honest with you. The action's fine. It's just the time horizon for my option. I guess I was discussing rolling it out. I could try to roll it out, but because there's no exit signal here on my trend line break, so this is a more difficult call than a lot of them. Quite a bit of downside pressure there. Nasdaq flipping. Luda. Actually, probably the one thing I wasn't very well prepared for was a low volume drop. So Battery Investor Day is coming up on the 22nd, which is in just under 3 weeks. So there's a possibility to kind of FUD around until then. It's a difficult one. I could sell half. Where's my... Market flat now. Nice, Ellie. All right, Nasdaq negative now. See what the hell's going on here. Let's see, EXPI crossing Tesla. I'm getting out of Tesla. EXPI crossing my line. Daddy no likey. No likey at all. Nasdaq down by a quarter now. Damn. Not gonna be super bueno. All right. Exited Tesla. Some portfolio insurance. Exited AM. EXPI. Amazon. Fill in the gap. I'll give this one some opportunity to work. Yeah, it did escalate fast. Just been, oh, Trade Desk. Trade Desk dying. Yeah, let's get out of that. I gotta get out of these fast. Damn it. Not good. What you got? PPCB. Oh, this thing? Yeah. No thanks. Just way too low. Rob, let me know when PPCB's Bible. Amazon's come back down to 0.37. There you go, Rob. All right, Foot Locker doing okay. Still up. So yeah, I did just have a big selling event in the market. We'll see if that's, I mean, that could be it. That could be the end of the event. You never know. We'll have to see. Yeah. I'm just protecting profits at this stage and trying to not decimate my cash account, which got in at a weird time. Order book test could be. Could be. I mean, it's just I'm just going to take a step back a little bit. It's just been way too crazy. I still don't see any like all in all for all time sell signal in Tesla. The difference is for a lot of you that don't know, I've got options and time is a really big component, and so I don't want to hold through any major correction to the downside. TQs, I'm letting mine ride for right now. I mean, there's nothing too dangerous here. I mean, if you look at the market, the whole thing isn't red. It's just been just a really expensive run out the past couple of weeks, and it could just be a stagnating type of a thing. Some of the leaders are just pausing, maybe. So we could be back with better setups here shortly. So I'm not really that, you know, I'm not that bearish on the market generally. Yeah, so market hasn't even really posted a distribution day. Um, this I think was a distribution day about a week ago. So we're due some kind of downside move. That trade that's looking for that follow through. That was a pretty brutal sell off. Yeah, I think if anything, Rob, the the TQQQ position is probably obviously the safest position of almost anything in the markets. Um, well, if your strat says stay in, I mean, you generally would stay in. For me, sometimes it comes down to if I'm profitable, how profitable, that type of a thing. Um, like Tesla's an example. I mean, it didn't really, my strategy didn't say to sell Tesla. This trend line break isn't a deal breaker because the volume isn't necessarily that big. You can see it's already bouncing. Um, I mean, generally, you would try to stay in. You really should be beholden to your strategy and nothing else. It's just really hard to do. Yeah, like I just succumbed to that selling pressure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Trust me. Like I said, I just succumbed to some of that. So, I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing. I mean, I do that more often than I should, but I still make money. So I'm doing better at holding. Like I held through some pretty decent Tesla FUD already. Um, but you're right. The bags do get very heavy. They do get very heavy. It just feels bad. EXPI's looks like bouncing back above, and the Nasdaq getting back flat. I was hoping Trade Desk was gonna go, but nothing really took a big crazy wild swing. Amazon coming back really nicely on this candle. We'll see if it's gonna how that's gonna play out over the next 15 minutes or so. How's ZTS? ZTS, like we talked about, with a little bit of a breakout potential here. This definitely may be one to be jumping into if the market stabilizes here, which we're right back down to flat on the Nasdaq. Hmm. So NIO started out up, just had a big sell off. Get rid of this square. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. If I can just change the color. That's a little better. Okay. So NIO sold off from highs. Boom, boom, boom. Elevated, elevated. Lower volume. NIO looking a little heavy up here. No, I don't really short. I can. In the stock market, though, the market has such an upside bias that no, I would rather just take profits and just wait than actually short. I feel that at least for me, and it's what I see with a lot of people that trade long and short. Not everyone, but enough people. What I see is people try to play God and they try to pick tops and they try to like pick bottoms, and it's just a more calming experience not having to have the weight of, oh, am I picking the right time to short? If you're just going long only, you at least have some breathing time. If you're shorting it, if you're longing and shorting and longing and shorting, there's no breathing time. You have no opportunity to really kind of just take in what's happening. You're always having to make a decision. And my life's been a lot, less stressful since I stopped shorting the market. I will partake in a short every once in a while. I'm not saying I won't, but generally, like I'm not looking to short Tesla. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, short Tesla is too high. I'm like, yeah, I don't. No, I'm not looking to short Tesla. Long term, it's bullish. So, and I'm not really, I'm not really looking to do that. All right, so NIO, the analysis on the intraday chart here, not looking so hot. Gap and crap. That's what this is called, by the way. Gap and crap. There's a gap and go and a gap and crap. This is so far a gap and crap day for NIO. Volume's not excessively heavy. Um, so 42 and a half, and yesterday was 137. So it's relatively heavy. I don't know, may consider closing my NIO position too. NASDAQ down 0.37. So definitely on the reversal on the bad side of things today. Reversing lower. Amazon still holding up. I mean, so far the market's done a great job of reversing anytime we've had a red day. So it's a very interesting decision, especially in this market environment, especially to close something like Tesla. I mean, this thing could turn around in a heartbeat. Headed back lower now. If you can't see it, the tick is this. That's the tick. I don't have a dotted line, but it's back down towards the bottom. We'll see what happens. NIO. Oops. Kind of not liking the way NIO's handling the day today. Very similar to the way that Trade Desk handled the day today. Let's see what it's up to. Yeah, see, it's back down again. Trade Desk, this was a pretty good open. It should have stayed up there, but look at the selling pressure. It's just stepped right in. It's obvious profit taking. It's hard to know if it continues or not, but hey, what's up? What's up, Andrew? Should be asleep by now, dude. Um, well, the market's going through some general selling. Tesla is getting caught up in that. I mean, if you've got stock and you're looking to hold for a long time, don't do anything. I'm not advocating my wife sell. I'm not selling my actual stock position I have, but I did sell my options position. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Really good. I mean, can't complain. Can't complain. I feel like Elon Musk talking about orders of magnitude higher. That's what I feel like right now. But yeah, the whole market right now does appear to be going through some selling. Nasdaq down 0.43%. So that's not so bueno. We just dropped basically 1.3% on the Nasdaq in a real short period of time. Just mentioned NIO. I've got a significant gain in this one as well. It's amazing how fast things flip when you're in options. Buy more tomorrow? Just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit. Keep in mind, I mean, there's hundreds of days on these charts. You don't have to go, one day after the top or 2 days after the top. You can wait a little bit. All right, the XPI holding back above there, 0.25 for the Nasdaq, so we're stabilizing a little bit. Yeah, cool, Andrew. See ya, buddy. All right, Amazon's still 0.25% up, holding really nicely. Could just be a fake sell-off. See what Apple's up to. Wow, Apple with a very wide, very big outside day there so far. Last time we had an outside day, it looks like was over there. So kind of a bad omen going forward for the next week or two, possibly, which would be fine. I mean, the market stagnating out here for a week or two, I think would be phenomenal. Give everything a chance to kind of work itself out. Yeah, probably shouldn't have sold Tesla if that's the case. Because the way my option, I was going through the way my option was structured, the way my option is structured or was structured before I obliterated it. Um, yeah, the way my option was structured, this thing just goes sideways up here a little bit, and it just wears out all my premium. But the calculation I was doing really quick in my head was one of, okay, well, let's say it goes sideways for more than I want it to. I could easily see this thing going sideways for a month. Just had a big 80 something percent rally. So sideways for a month is good, but not being able to rally within that to that 560 puts my profits in jeopardy. TQs are still green? Really? That is an interesting phenomenon. Although I bet you the Qs are also green by like barely nothing. Yeah, so they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Definitely a funky selling event. Look at the TQs down here. Quite a bit of choppy. We'll see how this consolidation breaks up. See if it breaks down or breaks up. The Nasdaq, the futures are back to flat. Tesla getting bought back up. I could have just been caught up in a big shakeout. I've been too on edge like the past couple of days. I've just been too on edge to. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, man, this is what like really crazy success feels like. I need to find a better way to handle it because this is not sustainable. Nope, still in Foot Locker. Yeah, still in Foot Locker. One of my options is up 25%. So it's going in the right way. A little bit, Ellie. It's just a little too much. Exactly. Um, I've had success, going up, 30, 60, 100% on a trade, this or that, but being that heavy and that big and that leveraged with such a size of, it's like half my account. I think I went in on that and then up so much. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for me. Just being honest. What's ropey? That's some UK thing I'm not aware of? Must be, because I'm not UK and I'm not aware of it. Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, I'm up like it was up 400% year to date a couple days ago. Probably less right now. Oh, what? That's not right. It says 527% year to date. Okay, I guess it is right. But yeah, it's just a lot. I'm a pretty nice guy, not a super sensitive guy, but I'm a nice guy, and it's stuff doesn't really get to me anymore. But this was getting to me. This was getting to me, and yeah, we're bouncing back, which is good. It's good we're bouncing back. Nasdaq's back to positive territory. Definitely Monkeytron. Definitely. Hey man, make fun of me, but it is what it is. I'm just being honest with you. Just being honest. You're like, oh, tough deal, but I mean, having, you know, yeah, decisions have consequences, good and bad, both directions. I've definitely suffered from making a lot of bad consequences, and I don't mind suffering from making good consequences, but anyway. All right, we stabilizing here? Maybe throw back some of those positions I just sold off or something. I can't do the ones in my Roth. Those I have to wait till tomorrow. But these ones in my cash account, I can reverse these if I want to. Better thing to do may just be to buy the TQQQ. Take on Boeing. It's going with the airlines. Boeing's just going with the airlines. You got to have a longer term horizon for Boeing, like years. Um, this virus is it's going to cause issues, especially for those industries much more impacted, and the airlines are one of those industries. And if you think about it, the airline industry, the at the forefront of the airline industry are the airlines, and then Boeing's actually not at the forefront of the airline industry. So when you think, I mean, right now the airlines have extra capacity, so they're not going to be interested in upgrading airplanes by any stretch. So Boeing could be down here for a while. It's not in actually it is in space. Boeing is in the space, but that's not a lot of revenue. It's really not. NASA's budget is all of like $2 or $3 billion or 5 billion or something like that, which is nothing, and it doesn't all go to Boeing. So it's actually a relatively small portion of their business. It's not like SpaceX where that all they do is space, and so they're hyper focused on it. Boeing, it's basically a side business. They've been trying to focus on it more since coronavirus kind of killed the airline business, which is the core of their business. But they'll get a little more revenue from space. We'll just have to see how that goes. In terms of defense, I'm not sure on that one. I know they do have some defense exposure, but I don't know what the percentage is. I mean, look, if you're trying to rationalize a position or something, just understand you have to hold for longer time frames until the airlines start doing better, and then you start seeing some orders flow back into Boeing. Like, I'm not sure what the institutions are thinking at this stage. Keep in mind, if you're an institution, you first of all, it's just a job for you, so you don't have anything personally at stake in the position. At the same time, they have time horizons of years, sometimes decades, and they know Boeing is a keeper. So I mean, they're not going to sell Boeing in mass down here. They've already done that from the 300 level. Whatever risk they wanted to take off, they've taken that off. So it's probably fairly stable down here. I just don't know for how long. Could be 3 months, could be 3 years. You just kind of have to be ready for that time horizon, which I'm not really ready to. I'm not ready to hold any position for that long, especially when it's only going to give me maybe a double. I'll double a position tomorrow. So, yeah, not super interested in something like a Boeing. Definitely interested in something like a Tesla, which is actually, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I don't know if this had anything to do with my selling decision today, because it could have. I went down a deep dive from some Tesla bears. No, market's 50-50 today. Mel, it's 50-50. Look at my actionable list. It's pretty 50-50. It's not a real bad day today. Could just be a shakeout day, in which case I got shaken out. Anyway, so I read a 100-page article by some, who's this guy or company from Plainsight Reality Check Tesla. It was made at the beginning of the year. And a lot of it is just fluff bullshit. But there is something that's interesting, and I think that the fix is already at work. Yeah, actually, he spends 80% of his time talking about stuff that's not even relevant, in my opinion. I think the chart that got me interested in this isn't even um, on in the slide deck, which is interesting. Let's see if it's in here or not. So trying to debunk some of the things that Elon was saying, and yeah, I'm back to positive now, 0.24. All right, super nice. Yeah, I may just jump this into the TQQQ. If it's a shakeout day, I just need a. All right, so that's about more TQQQ. I'm just gonna leave it in there for now. We'll see what happens, but um, so just trying to do my due diligence. What is this? New York vehicle registrations. So one of the things that I saw in an article that led me to this piece was the fact that they're actually not growing in terms of sales, and they're actually not growing in terms of sales. If you look at something that I'm trying to find here, I'm not sure if I. No, that's that really good one right there. If you look at Tesla sales quarter by quarter, through this Statistica site has some pretty good stuff. So they're actually stagnating a little bit. Now this is coming in with coronavirus, I think. But even before then, their sales really weren't that big. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they only have one factory. Q4 2019 was I can't even highlight anything. Q4 2014 here. Well, shut the yeah, there we go. So Q4 2014 did have some elevates to go from 97 to 112. It's only a 12% increase, which is about a 40%. And then the auto mark then coronavirus hits here. I think they're limited by their production capacity. They're limited by their production capacity, which they're increasing. So in theory, by now they should be able to continue with this 10% a quarter trajectory, which should equal about 40 to 50% a year. So if you guys do hear any bear cases about Tesla, I think Tesla's kind of addressing them. Another thing that is a bit of a concern, um, and I think this may be the crux of the bears' argument, although they seem to bring a bunch of other garbage into it, which kind of negates their argument. But there is some validity to their argument. Yeah, here we go. So just for some information, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but so here's their net income exclusion of credit sales. So Tesla gets credit for each car that they produce because they're zero emission vehicles, and they get a credit for that, and they sell that credit to automakers. So if you exclude that credit just simply based on how much it costs for them to make the car, they're not making a profit. So the fact they are making a profit right now is exclusively because of those credit sales. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing this $5 billion raise from Tesla. Now, if you notice, it's much better. You see, this was the big expansion, 2017, 2018, 2019. They were expanding really big right there. Well, I think China sales, you see here where we're basically flat. We looked a little bit ago at the quarter where sales increased 10%. I think that's one of these two. Actually, that would. I don't know when this. So this is March. So this would maybe be. So anyway, one of these includes 1/4 of China sales. 1/4 of China sales in here. I think these are coronavirus quarters. They don't do a great job here of ending the graph. So I mean, it definitely could be a. Oh, this is an annual. This scales. I didn't notice that it's biannual. March and September. So here's March. So it looks like there's quarters. Okay, so yeah. So this is the January quarter. This is the March quarter. We have yet to post this next quarter, which in theory should have better sales. So we'll probably see with this quarter. I mean, hopefully this can go flat to green. Now, I did hear Elon say at one point that in order to be profitable at scale, you have to make about 1 million cars a year. I did hear him say that at one point. I don't have a video to back me up on that, but I did hear that at some stage. And so right now they're not producing 1 million a year, but they're getting close to breaking even. So in theory, things should flip fairly quickly. But at the same time, these credits are also going to expire. So it may be a thing where we see kind of an explosion in earnings to the upside that have profitable cars and credits. But at some point, Tesla's going to stop. I think this September, actually, right now, Tesla credit sales. So Tesla revenue hit $6 billion. So they have a deal with Daimler Chrysler, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Fiat Chrysler. Here we go. Here, to comply with new European environmental regulations, FCA disclosed that as of March 31st, its agreement to represent total commitments of $1.1 billion. Plan to use this credits as buying from Tesla to stay compliant through 2023. Oh, okay. So looks like it's going on a little further. That's a long time. That's good. Deal was a boon for Tesla, the Financial Times reported. Lack of transparency in pricing data. Tesla's. So Tesla sold 594 million in regulatory credits, up from 514. If you notice, they're only profitable by, if you take out credits, by like $10 million, which is nothing. Absolutely nothing. I do expect for our credit revenue to double in 2020 relative to 2019. Continue to produce for some period of time. Eventually, this will reduce. AMC doing great, Cool Sheet. I didn't really see Roku this morning. We'll take a look at that. Yeah. Whoops. And so here's the funny thing. Now I do like Tesla, but being a realist, you have to look at the words he's saying. Right? He says, "I do expect for this is Musk said." Growing profits was not as important. He said, "We need to not go bankrupt. That obviously that's important because then we will fail in our mission. But we are not trying to be super profitable either. If profitability is 1 or 2%, it's not crazy. Last quarter it was only 1.1%. So we want to be profitable, but we want to be slightly profitable and maximize growth and make the cars as affordable as possible. That is what we're trying to achieve." So I think from that perspective, I saw a video from some YouTuber was talking about 40% Tesla gross profitability. So if he's saying we're okay being 1 or 2% profitable, like I don't know how that's going to affect the stock in time and how institutional investors are going to feel about this, because they see the same words. They see the same words and have access to probably more data than we do. So I think it's an interesting proposition. Thank you, Rob. I think it's an interesting proposition for kind of what's happening right now. So anyway, I did want to kind of put that perspective on things for people, that minus regulatory credits, Tesla is essentially a break-even company at this point. So, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, the stock price is the stock price. I'm trading the chart. While I do try to understand what's happening, I still do trade the chart. But yeah, so I think that is definitely an interesting development. Not really a development, just something if you want to call me a fanboy, I'll own that. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care what you call me. As a Tesla fanboy, It's good to think about the numbers and the sales growth and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if he's not he said in the earnings call, and I heard him say it when he said it or on a recording afterwards or something, where he said, yeah, we're not focused on being super profitable. Like a lot of other companies say, oh, we're focused on expanding margins. Tesla's not saying that. Elon's not saying that. So it's very interesting. Um, I mean, they are going to sell eventually a million cars, probably next year, 2021. They'll probably sell a million cars. And then, but how profitable? Like, is EPS going to be growing? Um, is EPS going to be growing at great clips or not? Which is usually what the stock price is based off of. But at this stage of the game, I don't know if institutions have an option to not buy Tesla. Tesla is Ponzi. It's not a Ponzi; it's a business. Well, that's what they were trying to argue in this. I was telling them, Mel. I think you jumped in prior to me talking about Tesla, but that's what I was talking about, reading about in that article. Not the Ponzi aspect of it, but where's the? Nah, it's a different one. Oh, where's the other screen? Yeah, so I got stuck on this article about sale of environmental credits to help drive profitability, and I went down a little rabbit hole yesterday into oh, here it is. Yeah, this is the article I was looking at, and so they're not really this value walk. Tesla lost 324 in Q2. Get your damn. How are you gonna put a fucking ad right there? I can't even read the damn title. Stupid. 324 in Q2 before accounting for its fraudulently low warranty reserve. So you can see this. What? Oh, come on, you piece of. All right. Pick which ad you wanna cover your content. So anyway, so these guys have been carrying this article is funny. We've carried a Tesla short position that averaged around 1/5 the size of the QQQ short, which they've been getting killed on also. Um, Year to date, Tesla, the biggest bubble in modern history, is up 495. So our short positions have obliterated the profits from our long positions, and yet when this bubble pops, we'll be glad we have them. So, I mean, obviously this guy is a diehard bear. He's unwilling to understand that he's lost and just murder his. He just needs to move on to something else. When you're down 500% in a position, yeah, you've just got to sell. So anyway, I wanted to give. I like to read both sides of the coin, and I'm like, look, when you start talking crap, I don't listen, but when you start showing data, I will listen. And so this guy showed some data, and he talked about exponential growth. It says at some point you actually have to grow, and here's the last 7 quarters. Hi, James. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the last 7 quarters, and he's right. There's no growth for the last 7 quarters. You can't argue with some of the data, so I started looking into it. And so I think there's a lot more FUD here than there is fact, but I mean the facts are there as well, and so that's kind of what brought me into it. It's not a Ponzi; it's a business. Elon does what he needs to do to keep the business afloat. Whether you like it or not is up to you. So, a couple other things that were interesting that I hadn't seen. JD Power initial quality study, Tesla's dead last. Them trying to just push cars out as fast as possible. Definitely could be. And then something about an EPA range overstatement. I didn't look into that. So maybe overstating things a little bit. Then I mean, you put this much work into an article. It's like you're obviously trying to affect. These are all different links this guy posted. There's got to be 100 links here, which is to different things. It does like this. This is supposed to say here's overwhelming evidence that Tesla is garbage, which I don't believe. And that's a lot of links. It is overwhelming links, is what it is. I don't know about overwhelming evidence, but there's as much links as there is article. Here's the scroller tab. So anyway, oh actually no, this goes down here. I don't even have to adjust the size of it. All right, so back to stock charts. That's what I found on Tesla. You guys now know what I know. It's going to be what it's going to be. All right, NASDAQ still positive, and Boeing hanging out. Tesla still under my trend line, although not badly. EXPI bouncing back up. Amazon 2019 was its first year to turn a profit. Yeah, I mean are there any major Amazon shorters? I don't know. That's interesting. I'm not sure about that. But it's doing up 0.88% today. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So we'll see how it goes, guys. All right, I'm gonna bounce, everyone. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, Foot Locker's doing good. 2.34%. Sweet. And put all my Tesla profit into Foot Locker. Just kidding. Yeah, Amazon's in a great spot, Mel. They have such a huge competitive advantage, and yeah, you're right. They're growing exponentially. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'll see you later in the Power Hour or tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.